I think emotional eating's been a big thing for me since being little. I remember secret eating as a child, actually. I used to secret eat.
Yes.
Probably been overweight since being about 17. I had severe sleep apnea, high blood pressure, I was pre-diabetic, polycystic ovaries, insulin resistance.
You stop breathing for 79 times in an hour.
What that was then creating, it's the stroke risk, it's pressure on your heart. I can't, it's actually shocking to see myself.
You must have done something before to try and
Yeah.
lose weight.
Lots of fad diets. I could never stick to anything. I was drinking a lot of alcohol. It could be half a bottle of wine a night. It could be 2 bottles of wine. I think emotionally I was broken, completely lost.
Have you lost 60 kilograms in weight? Okay. Have you lost 60 kilograms in weight and kept it off? Or have you lost 60 kilograms in weight, kept it off, and are you confident? Have you lost 60 kilograms in weight, kept it off, confident and happy? Well, now we have got a person who has lost more than 60 kilograms in weight, kept it off, is confident, is happy, and most importantly, she's at peace. And now I'm going to talk to Mrs. Louise from the United Kingdom. She's going to tell us about her experience in this journey of healing. Okay, welcome, Mrs. Jellick. So can I call you Louise so that we can talk more
Yeah,
informally? Yeah, okay,
yeah.
thank you. So I know you've gone through a fantastic journey. I can see the happiness and the peace radiating from you. So tell us about your journey, about your weight loss journey, and then we'll get to the next bit.
Okay, I think when there's quite a big build up to it over a few years of reaching kind of a pinnacle health wise. So I think emotionally I was broken, spiritually I was completely lost, physically I had severe sleep apnea, high blood pressure, I was pre-diabetic, polycystic ovaries, insulin resistance. My body and soul were just broken. That I couldn't I couldn't even walk without getting out of breath. I couldn't imagine doing some of the things that I can do physically, emotionally, and spiritually now. But my body was broken as a vessel, but it was deeper than that, much deeper than that. I think emotionally broken as well.
How far could you walk before this journey?
I was walking. I had 2 dogs, so I had to walk them, but I was having chest pain. I couldn't breathe. I have some videos actually where I'd be like recording the trees or something, and my breath that you could hear, it was awful. Chest pains that
Oh.
I got referred to hospital to have scans on my heart because I was so worried that there was something wrong with my heart and my cardiovascular system. I think I was just over like 40, 41.
I remember you saying you had some problem with the skin as well.
Yeah, I had rosacea on my cheeks, so they were all red and covered in like little lumps, acne on my chin. My hair was falling out, really badly falling out. The sleep apnea as well. It was really severe. 79 episodes of not breathing. Um,
So so you couldn't breathe. You stopped breathing for 79 times in an hour.
in an hour. Yeah, my blood
Wow.
oxygen level was 67%. So I would have been visibly blue if you looked at me. But what that was then creating, it's the stroke risk, it's pressure on your heart, cognitively, like living in fog, just
Mm.
physically, tired. My
And how long has this been going on for you?
I would say, I mean, some of my first things, my weight gain, I've probably been overweight since being about 17. And it's probably steadily climbed, but definitely the last 2, 3 years, it was going off the scale. And I was 20 stone 8, which is
130 kg,
morbidly over. Yeah,
130 kg plus. Yeah.
yeah, plus it was I know when I look at pictures now, I don't even recognize that person. It's, I can't, it's actually shocking to see myself.
Mm.
Um,
So what did you do? You know, I can see that you are a very intelligent lady. You must have done something before to try and
yeah,
lose weight.
yeah, I've tried lots of fad diets. So I tried doing a Dukan diet where you don't eat any carbohydrates and just trying to cut back on things. But there's something in me, I could never stick to anything. And probably in the last year of coming up to meeting you, I was drinking a lot of alcohol. I was having takeaways. I mean, we'd eat healthy meals, but huge portions because I could never feel full. Um, but I think there was a reason why I was eating and finding comfort in food and comfort in alcohol. And I think binge eating. So I wouldn't have one bag of crisps. I'd have 6 packets of crisps, and I had a certain time of day where I noticed it was like a reward for my brain. I think
Mm.
the dopamine eating, maybe it was the only time I felt good, the only time I felt. I don't know. You eat for pleasure, don't you? It becomes like
Yes, yeah.
it's. I do think I think emotional eating's been a big thing for me since being little. I don't think I had a very good relationship with food from being a child, really. And I think as I've grown older and older, and it's just got bad habits were so ingrained in me. I remember secret eating as a child, actually. I used to secret
Yeah.
eat. So my mum and dad didn't know I'd eat like crisps and sweets and hide it so they didn't see me eating it. So
So
I've
it's been
always,
going on for some time.
yeah,
So,
yeah, 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 a long, long time, most of my life, really.
and how much alcohol were you drinking then? Now you don't drink at all, is that right?
Don't drink at all. I'll never drink again.
Yeah.
It could be half a bottle of wine a night. It could be 2 bottles of wine. It was really bad. And I'd always say to myself, I'd feel awful the next day, and I'd look back and think, why have you done that? Why have you drunk all of that? I didn't want to be drinking it. And I actually found some notes that I'd written to myself saying, you know, stop the drinking, stop the eating, you've got to stop this. And I just couldn't, I had no control over it at all. And I am quite controlled in lots of areas of my life. I couldn't get a handle on it at all.
So,
Um,
so, I'm a endocrinologist and bariatric physician, and I see a lot of people with weight problem, and a lot of people get better. But the reason I wanted to talk to you was, one, when I find people who have lost weight, um, after some time, one, they regain their weight. Two is they're not happy. I've seen lots of people after even bariatric surgery, after Mounjaro or Vigovi, they do lose weight. But what was missing was that they were not happy. Some were tearful. They said, Doctor, you have helped me lose weight, but I'm not happy. Some would say, Oh, I'm happy because I can wear nice clothes, but I'm not at peace. And there's also a lot of research to show that those who lost weight, there was more divorce, more accidents, more suicides. So that means there's something inside, which was nagging them. It was nagging them. And they always thought that weight was the problem. But in you, the reason I wanted to talk to you was you have undergone some healing. There's some inner peace in you. So I really wanted you to help other people.
yeah, yeah,
And it's not just restrict to medicine. I'm restricted to medicine. As a doctor, I can't speak about all those things. I'm not an expert in other things. But I like people like you who have just broken that barrier and you moved ahead and you can help people. So what was that thing? The click moment.
I think actually, it was meeting you. For you actually saw me, and you saw deeper than physically. Yes, all this is going on, But I remember my first meeting with you, and you said there's more, it's deeper than that. And we didn't go too deep, but when I went away and thought about that, I thought actually it is deeper than this. And I need to start to look at what's actually going on under the surface. So I found you in July, and then I found yoga in October, and I laid on that mat, and it was like an epiphany inside me. I just thought, wow, it's healing for your nervous system. But it was the first time I just felt like a weight lifting. The process of yoga, and yoga encompasses so much, but for me, it was being seen by you and actually seeing more than there's physical issues there, that there's something, this, I suppose the weight gain is a result of something else. And I think in most people that gain weight and become as obese as I was, because it was, I mean, it's more than just overweight. It was a huge problem. But that's as a result of something. And I think you need to get to what that something is. And that's what you need to heal within you. And you kind of sent me off on that trajectory of saying that, you know, that the emotional eating, your eating patterns, they come from somewhere. And that's the work that you need to do, the losing weight bit. And, you know, you work with the dietitian, and that's amazing. And you learn about food and your relationship with food from that perspective. But you've got to heal the bit of yourself that's causing you to eat or have the relationship with food that you had in the first place. And I think a lot of mine stem from childhood, but I do think yoga was my epiphany of finding my path, my inner path to joy and to peace and to happiness, because it lit a fire inside me. It did.
But you have completely transformed. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you mentioned that your sleep apnea has resolved. Yeah.
God. Yeah.
And you don't use the CPAP?
No, I had the
No.
CPAP.
Yeah.
I used it. I really struggled with it, and I thought, oh my gosh, if this is going to be lifeline, and that was a huge driver for me, was I've got to get this weight off, because I don't want to wear that mask. And it might not have gone. I know some people have sleep apnea who aren't overweight, but mine was driven by my weight. So yeah, I don't have the mask. I don't have sleep apnea. My blood pressure is actually on the lower side now rather than the high side. I'm sure that's because I'm so calm and peaceful from yoga. Yeah, I think my relationship with food is transformed. I see food as actually part of the healing. I work with my averdic doshas, so I've done a lot of work to try and find out my body type, and I'm a Vata person, which I would never have guessed. I always thought I had Kapha, but that was an imbalance within me, and I think now I try to eat to bring that balance again between those three doshas, and that helps. And my relationship with food is transformed since looking at that as well.
I mean, that's very interesting. The reason I said you're unique is, you know, I see a lot of patients. I do prescribe Mounjaro, Wegovy for weight loss, and but most of them actually regain weight after they have come off Wegovy.
Yeah.
So you were on Mounjaro, you did lose weight, but now, how is your hunger now? Now that you're not on Mounjaro, how is your hunger?
I get hungry. I feel like I see food as fuel, and I think my body needs refueling, and I eat nutritiously and to give my body what it needs. And I think that's a really and I still enjoy certain foods, but food isn't the same pleasure. I don't get the same pleasure from food that I got before. I see it as, well, I love nutritious food now, and I think my body's crying out for something, and I feed it with that, and it's so satiating that I feel the hunger. but it's true hunger now, not the food noise that I had before. And I was so frightened when I came off Mounjaro, and I thought, oh my gosh, the food noise is going to come back, the cravings are going to come back, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to. I don't know what that's going to look like. And my hunger is back. I lost my hunger completely with Mounjaro. I was struggling to eat. Um, but my hunger is back, and it's nice to feel hungry and to eat something and satiate yourself.
But it's not emotional hunger,
No, it's true hunger.
true hunger.
Yeah, it's hungry because my body's done a lot. It needs
Yeah.
food. Yeah.
And you lost the right amount of weight, because a lot of people lose too much and they lose this.
Yeah.
But you've lost the weight and you started to stabilize everything.
Yeah,
And
everything's stable now. It's nice. It's nice to be hovering around this weight and keeping it.
and you're in control,
I feel in control.
full control, yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Even when you're not in control now, I feel sorry.
no, sorry. I was just remembering the things you said the other day, that you do Surya Namaskar, Chandra Namaskar, and Kriya. The reason this was interesting is, as a family, we all do Kriya.
Yeah.
And I was quite interested when you said you do Kriya, because
Yeah.
tell me about your experience about Kriya Yoga and how has
Well, I
it
do.
affected you?
I suppose my Kriya, we do Kriyas in Kundalini yoga. That's where I've been introduced to it. And I find that process of doing the Kriyas quite awakening. It's like it like lights the fire inside you. That's what I feel when you do a Kriya, but I also find an internal peace through it. It becomes very meditative. Um I like it. I love it. It feeds something within me that my body craves. I don't know. I
So
feel like
are you talking about your body and mind? Has it had an impact on your body and mind?
yes, both. I think it's well, physically, the Kriyas that we do are very energetic. They're physically quite demanding. I don't know if you ever done Kundalini Kriyas, but they're physically hard. But you move past the physical edge, and then you enter this state in your mind. I find it puts your mind at peace. I can't explain it. It's like
No, 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 no.
it's transformative for your body and your mind and
Yeah,
your
so
soul.
that actually goes on to the next question. It's transformed your body and mind, but do you feel that there's some connection you have gained from somewhere?
Yeah. I feel
Uh,
like from the cosmos, the universe. I feel like, um, and I've always believed that there is something greater than us around us, but I never had a path. And I think what yoga has done is introduce me to there's something much more. I think your chakra system awakens. I think that you bring your nadis into balance, and it's that shashima. Um, and I think it does. I think it's greater than you when you're in that state. It's like connecting with something outside of yourself. Um, I mentioned before we got on this call that I feel like I've been led by Carly through kind of a death and a rebirth of myself. I think I had to break open to be able to be reborn. And now I feel like Ganesha is pulling me onto a path, and I feel like he is my next chapter. I think I've walked through a journey, and it has truly transformed and awakened something within me. And I think that yoga and that whole Vedic spiritual world has been soul awakening for me. It has awoken something inside me, and I it's really hard to put it into words what it's actually done, but I feel transformed and reborn, and I feel like I'm ready to enter the next chapter now as this. It's not a new person because it's me. It's like my true self has come through,
So what I'm trying to get from you is that it's not just the body, it's the mind and the soul. Yeah, is that right?
The
Yeah.
body is probably the least
Yes.
important bit of it, really. Yoga, I think in Patanjali's Yoga Sutras, asana about the body movement is only mentioned 3 times, and there are hundreds of things written in that book. And yoga, the movement part of yoga, is in it mentioned 3 times in this whole book. We do the practice of yoga is not for the body. The whole point of strengthening your body is so that you can sit in meditation and be in your mind. And that's where the true magic happens, because I suppose you start to then do the inner work.
Mm,
The physical side of things comes, it's not the important bit. And I
mm.
suppose it is important because it enables you to be able to practice things. And there's a challenge in yoga around your body, and I like that I'm physically strong. I love that part of myself, that I can push myself and I can do things now that I could never have imagined being able to do. But it's much bigger than that. It's finding the peace in your mind and in your heart, um, that's been the true thing, a part of this path for me.
So this is what I want from my patients. It's not just weight loss.
Yeah.
I want my patients to lose weight, not to regain weight, be confident, be happy. But the most important is be at peace.
Be at peace, and however you find that inner peace. I think everyone should do yoga. I do. I think everyone should go and practice not only the asana, the movement, but practice the pranayama, the breath work, the kriyas, the meditation, because that is where the real magic happens. When you can sit for an hour with your breath and just, that's it. That's all that exists in that moment, is your breathing and slowing everything down. There's something really magic that happens in that, when you can just empty your head of everything apart from your breath in that moment. It's, they say it's so I am that, and that's like, yeah.
Do you think you get answers from somewhere?
I think that I've had a guide in this. I do. I think there's something in the universe that has a path for all of us. I think once you find your path and you're guided onto it, amazing things begin to happen. And I believe that everyone has a path. I believe everyone has a sole purpose in life, and I think finding that is what a part of what brings you peace, because you're doing the right thing. And I think you guided onto it. I read my tarot cards as well. I believe there's something in the liminal space of things. I believe that we get messages, and I do believe we are a channel for things that come, you know.
So see, this is why I wanted to talk to you and send this message to everybody that it's not curing. As a doctor, you want to treat people. As a doctor, I want to cure people. But I mean, obviously, you can't cure everybody. But what I'm learning from you is the healing bit, which you already mentioned. You used the word healing.
Yeah, it is
And
healing.
it's healing. And it's
Yeah,
not just the healing of the body, it's healing of the mind. You've got over emotional eating. Is that right?
yeah, it's gone.
Exactly.
And I get emotional. Life isn't always easy.
Yes.
Um, it's not all happy and easy, and I still have the stress and I still have the anxiety, but I can manage it, and that is from yoga. Yoga gives you things that you can do, like breathing exercises, your pranayama. You're feeling stressed, you can go and do 5 minutes of breathing, and you calm again, and you can deal with things again. And before, I probably would have gone and eaten. And
Mm.
actually, what I do now is I sit on the floor and breathe. Yeah, I do. I really think something that I've learned through all of this is it's about balance, and I think everything is on this. Our life is a dance of balance, and it's body and mind, it's spirit, and it's finding that balance of everything, and it's the balance that brings you peace. Everything's not always going to be joyful, and you wouldn't always want it joyful, because then what would joy be if you didn't have the hard stuff? And I think it's, for me, everything in life is about finding that balance
The
for yourself.
balance.
Yeah.
Mm.
I
So,
think that
how far can you walk these days? Now that you lost more than 60 kilograms,
I
how
can.
far
Oh, miles and miles. And I
is
walk
it?
fast and I climb up hills. Yeah, I think, you know, in my yoga practice as well, I can do a 2 hour Ashtanga class.
Wow.
And yeah, I couldn't have imagined being able to do that, at the beginning of this
Mm.
journey. I would never have thought that, but I can do, 2 hours of Ashtanga. I do my 5 rounds of Surya Namaskar in the morning. I do that, and then I sometimes do an hour of Hatha, and then I climb up a big hill back to my house, and
Mm.
I'm very, that'll be my Vata. That's my air. I have to be just like constantly doing things, but yeah, it's
What I've also noticed is your skin has got better compared to when
my
I saw
skin.
you the very first time. Yeah.
Yeah, my skin is. I get a compliment a lot that I look like I'm glowing,
Yes,
and I
you
think
are.
I'm glowing. I'm glowing from the inside out. Yoga
Exactly. Yeah.
changes your life.
Because after weight loss, a lot of people have something called Ozempic faces.
Yeah, I saw that. I was
Uh,
worried about
yeah,
that.
or they would have this droopy skin and they would go and have plastic surgery.
Yeah.
You didn't need any of those things.
No, I have looked. I've looked after my body through this journey. I have. I've
Mm.
taken care of my skin, and that's been important for me as well, because I was really worried about that. Yeah.
So, what would you advise, people who are going on to this weight loss journey? And as
Yeah.
you clearly said, it's not just about the weight.
No,
What's your advice?
I think everyone should do yoga. I think no, I think you need to find what lights you up inside, and I think you can do the physical movement, because moving is good for you. It is good for you. Move. I don't know if everyone works with you through a nutritionist, but I think that is a huge thing, is relearning your relationship with food again. Assess why. People need to understand why they've got to the place that they've got to, and it's really doing that inner work to understand and dig really deeply. And it might be digging through, childhood traumas. It could be going really, really deep into stuff that they may have suppressed as well, things that they might not want to deal with. But I think people really need to lose the weight is one thing, but to find that inner peace, you've got to heal yourself, and you need to find what needs healing. And I know that will look different for different people, but I do think that you need to understand what's led you to the place that you've got to that size, got to that unhappiness. Because it's unhappy. You're not happy when you're like that. And even if
Mm.
you pretend you're happy, it's not. You're breaking your body, and there's a reason why you're doing it. I think you need to understand what's triggering you into that.
So, do you meditate?
I do meditate.
How long for?
I can sit for an hour.
Wow.
Um, yeah, I can sit for an hour. That's really important for me, because I find my mind is very busy,
Hmm.
and I need that quiet. That is part of my peace. And it's a big part of my practice. I like to sit and breathe. And I think a lot of people don't slow down and actually breathe and are conscious of how they're breathing. And you hold a
Hmm.
lot in your body. Your hips store a lot, your breath stores a lot.
Hmm.
One of the things that I love about my yoga practice is when we learn about prana, and that you inhale prana, and your breath, it's your life force. You're breathing in the whole energy of the universe into your body.
Hmm.
And when you start to think about that, and your breathing is so important.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Because that also has, what I'm thinking as an endocrinologist is what are the neurohormonal changes you brought about?
Yeah. Yeah.
The
Yeah.
nerves, the hormones, the triggers, you control everything.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Yeah. And your exercise, breathing. I mean, yoga works. It's been, I think they've scientifically proven now that yoga changes your brain, the practice of yoga. It does something to the grey matter in your brain, but it also works with your parasympathetic nervous system. You do a lot of work with your vagus nerve.
yes, yeah.
Yeah, I think it is life changing for everyone, and you don't have to
Mhm.
be flexible to do yoga. I started my yoga journey in October, and I still weighed around 18 stone.
So that
And
means 120
I'm
kg. Yeah.
terrible. I'm
Yeah, yeah,
terrible.
yeah. I think it's around 120 or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. And I did 3 beginners classes, and then I turned up to a 2 hour Ashtanga at 18 stone. And I loved it. I loved every minute of it.
Mm.
It was brilliant. But
So what you're saying is to start with meditation or yoga, you don't need to lose weight. You can start anytime.
just begin, but don't go on Mounjaro expecting a magic wand. And I think you've got to make the changes. You have to change. Mounjaro was amazing for me because it gave me the quiet to do the work that I needed to do. It gave me kind of a respite from the food noise because it at the beginning that was so loud. Um, and Mounjaro took that away from me. It helped me be full. It took away the food noise. Um, but I think then as you go on the journey of learning food again, but I think don't put it off and think, well, when I weigh 12 stone, I'm going to go to yoga class or I'm going to do some exercise. Do it at the beginning and do whatever you can do. You don't have to push
Mm.
yourself. Just begin. Yeah,
I've got a lot of patients on Mounjaro, the top dose. Even
really.
Wegovy, the top dose.
Yeah,
They come and tell me, look, I've started to feel hungry now.
yeah,
So that
yeah,
tells me that the body is getting used to it.
yeah,
So that's the worry that they may shift to the newer drugs. So they'll
yeah,
be jumping from one novel drug to another novel drug. So unless the inner healing happens, you're going to keep doing this.
yeah. And you need to do it. I think you need to make the commitment to it. You can't,
Mm.
I think taking the Mounjaro isn't going to do the work for you. You've got to commit to it, and it's a
Mm.
change of life. And I think you've got to be like prepare yourself for that a little bit as
Mm.
well,
Mm.
that everything is different because what's led you to where you got to wasn't working. You can't carry that. You've got to change, and everything has to change.
Mm.
But just begin. Don't be overwhelmed by it, but actually, just start and start to learn. And I think through learning, through moving, through doing the deep work and finding out what's going on with you that's your healing beginning. That's a starting point. Just taking Mounjaro, it's never going to change anything.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. As I
Yeah,
said, I see thousands of people, not everybody does well. And the research shows that.
yeah,
The
yeah,
research on Mounjaro and Wegovy shows that those who were on the research, they were supported. They had
yeah,
a dietitian, they had a physical therapist, they did exercise. But obviously, we don't know what happened to them as far as the inner peace was concerned. The
yeah.
research didn't look at that bit.
And that's the most important bit. It really is. And I think because there's something that's made them gain the weight. And I know you can have all these health problems that contribute to it, but they all the health things come as a result of the weight, and that's what mine was. The health things weren't there at the beginning; they came as a result of the size that I got to, and there were things that led me to that size, and that's what people
Mm.
need to address. Because if you never address that, then you're just going to be stuck in this circle. And my other thing is that I eat so cleanly. I don't wear perfume. I don't use any chemicals. I don't wash with chemicals. Everything that I use in my household on my body is natural.
Wow.
I don't use anything that's synthetic at all. And lost my train of thought.
What do you call that? All organic, is it? It's all organic.
All organic. Yeah, I eat organically where I can. It's not always easy, but yeah, I've removed everything, and that's where I was going with it. Mounjaro is synthetic. It is a chemical, and for me, an important part of my journey was coming off it because I don't want to be
On
putting
any
something
chemical.
artificial in me. I want, that goes against everything of how I live my life. I don't use anything synthetic. I don't want to be injecting it into myself. And I think it has been amazing and it has helped me. But to go back fully natural that was my end goal. I didn't want to be on it as a lifetime thing. And I know some people are being told they're going to be on it forever, and I don't think that's the right thing either. And that's not, then you're not embracing what it's there for. It's a tool in your toolbox, along with many other things to help you on your journey. It's not the end goal of your journey is to be on this medication for the rest of your life.
Exactly. So losing weight is not the end goal.
No.
Yeah.
No, that's the journey that you're on to healing yourself. The weight loss is actually a result of the healing that you're doing. The weight comes down because you're fixing what's broken in you. The weight loss is a side effect, isn't it?
That's very nicely put. Yeah.
Yeah. It is though. The weight loss is a side effect of your self-healing journey.
Absolutely. I keep telling them it's just like if you have fever, you go and have paracetamol. But you can't keep taking paracetamol if there's an infection.
No.
So you shouldn't control the symptoms. You should control the underlying reason, just like you explained.
Yeah, definitely. I think the weight loss, it's great. It's great because you feel physically better. Like I feel lighter, I can exercise. I went to a Bollywood dancing class on Friday night.
Wow.
And I could dance. I danced for an hour. I didn't get out of breath. I didn't sweat. And I came home after it and thought, wow, like what my body can do physically. I had so much fun, and I wouldn't have physically been able to do that.
So what was the song?
Oh, there were loads of songs. It was absolutely brilliant. I loved it. It was really good fun. And that's the other thing. Everyone else was drinking, and because I don't drink alcohol now, and I just thought I don't need to have alcohol to have a good time. I came home, I'd had a brilliant time. I danced. I didn't care what anyone else was. Because I used to be really self-conscious, and alcohol gives you that confidence, but when you're in a group. And I thought I don't need it. I had a really good time. I didn't care what people thought. I just danced and yeah.
And with this weight loss, have you dropped, how many dress sizes have you dropped?
I've gone from a size 24 to 26 to a 12 to 14.
Wow.
Yeah.
So from 26 to 12.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a big drop.
It's been expensive.
Yeah.
And I'm not going.
So you changed your wardrobe then.
Yeah, my wardrobe has evolved with me as well. I think a little bit now. I wouldn't have been able to wear. I couldn't even buy a proper waterproof coat at my heaviest. And I remember you saying to us to write 10 things down that I wanted to achieve, and one of mine was to be able to walk into a shop, to actually be able to go into a shop and buy clothes that fit me, because clothes shops don't go up to a 26. Yeah. But to actually be able to find a waterproof coat for walking the dogs that I've not been able to zip them up. I actually threw away my big coat about a month ago because I was still wearing it with the belt.
Did you put it on bonfire?
No, I threw it in the bin, but I look like I'm in someone else's clothing. It's like, it's just.
So before I close off, I would like to ask you one question. So, I see a lot of my patients who have lost weight, but then they come and tell me, like you just said about going into a cloth shop, but they always go towards bigger size clothes, even though they are small. And then some, they think that um, they are not themselves, so they start to sabotage
Yeah.
because they feel that they are a different person. They can't accept the new person.
Yeah.
So how is that with you?
Oh,
What's different in your case?
I love my new self. I love it.
Oh,
I've
good.
fully embraced. Um, I mean, I look at the pictures of me big, and I didn't see myself that size. And I don't know if that's helped as well. That when I look at it, I think, oh my God, I didn't realize how big I was. If that,
Mm.
I didn't get it. And when I look at pictures now, I'm shocked, and I don't recognize myself. And I know I'm thin now. I'm a thin person, and it's, but more than that, I'm just the strength of my body and what my body can do is what I like about the size. I will never ever go big again because I've healed it. I've fixed what
Yeah.
broke me. It's not.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Yeah,
you're healed your whole body,
yeah,
mind, and soul.
yeah. My granddaughter said to me,
Yeah.
so my granddaughter is 6. She's going to be
Oh,
7. And
no, no one is going to believe you got a granddaughter at 6.
yeah, she's 6.
Yeah.
So she was looking through my phone at old pictures, and she said to me, "Oh, look, it's fat gran." And I was like, "Oh yeah, but I'm not fat anymore." And I explained to her that we shouldn't use the word fat because it's not a nice word, and that people get like that because there's something broken with them. And I said to him, "What shape am I now?" And she went, "You're straight." And it just really made me laugh. And I thought, I love it. I can play with her. I can run around. I can stand on my shoulders and put my legs in the air. And
Is
I
it?
just would, yeah, I can do a shoulder stand. I just would never,
Well, I need a picture of your shoulder stand then.
I just would never have imagined my body being able to do this. And I love that it can. It's
Mm.
not broken anymore. It's thriving
Yeah,
physically. Yeah,
I think
yeah,
you used the right word, thriving.
yeah, yeah,
So a lot of my patients who have got obesity, they come to prevent heart attacks, strokes, cancers, and they want to survive.
yeah,
But here I got someone who's thriving.
yeah. And I have to say, I think when my body was really broken, I was surviving. That
Mm.
was my survival body. That was I was hanging on by a thread physically, mentally, emotionally. I would say that was me surviving. This is me thriving. And, I found joy, I found peace, I found happiness, and I found myself. I found me. And
That's
it was
what I'm
always
so
there.
happy.
Yeah, it was always there. It was just buried away.
Mm.
And not buried by the way it was burying it, but like I said before, the way it was a symptom, the way it was there because of what was happening to make the way.
Mm. Do you feel that everybody can unravel their inner self and get to that stage? Do you think they
I
can
hope,
do that?
I hope so for them. But yeah, I think they can. I think they can I think you've got to want it enough.
Mm.
Um, and I think if you want if you want it enough, you'll do the work. It's not always easy either. I've had to
Mm.
address things from my childhood. I've really looked back at my life and really wanted to understand where all this came from, and it's opened some big emotional doors for me. Things that I haven't that I've kind of buried away. They've always been there, but doing this journey, I think you've got to look at all of that.
Mm.
Yeah, because then you
I
have a
think
clean slate to start. You have a clean slate white to start from, and
mm.
it's always there. But you learn to live with it in a healthier way.
So you've looked at every bit of it, is it?
Yeah,
This is why I feel that you could help thousands and thousands of people.
Yeah, I'd love to. I'd love to. I feel like that's
Yeah,
my dharma
uh,
is helping
yeah, exactly. And I also feel that you got that energy to pass on.
my vata energy.
Yeah, that energy is there to
Yeah,
pass on, and people can, you're not just telling out of the books, you're
no,
talking about your own experience.
yeah,
And that's more useful, that people understand that she's not coming and talking theory.
no. It's I've
Yeah,
lived it. I've lived through it,
yeah,
and I would be my door. I'm in every way in my life. My door is always open. I'm always there for people. That's just part of who I am, and I've always been like that. I'm quite I always think I'd arms open to anybody that needs help or support from me.
mm,
But if I can help anyone, I always would do. But I think um, healing's not always easy,
no.
and you do it one step at a time.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah,
I think you will be helping people all over the world, I think. No,
hope so.
seriously.
Yeah,
Recently, there are 1 billion people with weight problem in the world.
yeah,
And the worry is not everybody can afford the highest, best care. And that
no,
is worrying.
yeah,
So what can we do to spread this message that you can heal yourself
yeah,
and treat? See, even as a doctor, I feel that sometimes I'm helpless,
yeah,
that I
yeah.
can't do,
Wow.
I can't, people can't access me
Yeah,
for several reasons, but I
yeah,
want to help people.
yeah,
So this is why people like you can do a great job for the community, the country, and the world.
yeah, yeah. This is my dharma. I think that's my path. That's my purpose. Is
Yeah,
to
you're started the path. Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. Thank you very much, Louise.
Welcome.
So
You're so
we'll catch
welcome.
up
Thank
again.
you.
Yeah. Thank you. What's the take-home message? Louise clearly lost weight, but most importantly, she maintained her weight loss. And that's the key. That's what you need to be aware of, that it's not about just losing weight, but keeping it off and keeping it off long term. So everybody is different. Louise adopted some measures to keep off her weight, and she tried to find out what was the underlying issue. For her, emotional eating, excess alcohol intake, couldn't exercise. So each one of you should go and delve deeper and find out what's the underlying issue. And when you tackle that, you not only lose weight, but you can keep it off, you can be happy, and most importantly, you would have inner peace. The reason I keep emphasizing on happiness and inner peace is because I see people having lost weight, they're unhappy, and that's what you don't want. So it's not about just weight loss, it's about being confident, happy, and having peace within you. Wishing you all the best.